But we'll start with Bob, and then we'll go BJ and Run.
All right, Kent, first of all, great to have you back. And first of all, what does it mean to be continuing on at Boise State with Coach Avalos and his staff?
Well, it's great to be back. I would start with that. And then what does it mean? It means the world to me. I think I've told most of you guys, this has become my home. And I've been here consecutively since 2001, but, most of the outside of meeting my wife and getting married, and I guess graduating from college, really most of the great stuff in my life's been here. My son wasn't born here, but kind of grew up here. My daughter was born here. So this is home. And to be able to continue on the tradition of excellence here and hopefully help Coach Avalos take that to the next level. And that's everything to me. And then, on top of that, I was telling somebody last night, hey, the blue field, it's special. It's like no other place in college football. We have great facilities, but, really it's all about the people. And some of the best people in my life I've met here and become friends with and had the chance to coach, work with as coaches, all that stuff. And so to be able to continue that and be around, the kind of people that come through this program is extra special to me. And, even to be around you guys and all that stuff, that means a lot.
Kent, what do you think is going to be similar about working on this staff, and what do you think is going to be different? I mean, this will be what, your third Bronco head coach you've been with?
Yeah. Yes, it is. I think would it be similar? The expectations, the work ethic, the results. I hope, but plan on that. I think there's also a new energy here, which comes with change. And it's a very positive energy right now, which no different than when Coach Harsin came in here. I think change brings that around, especially when you have change after success, because then you're looking at how can we improve. So I think that's a little bit different, but I still know the blue collar mentality is going to be part of this program forever. The bleed blue mentality is part of this, and to have all that, even with new blood here, I think, like you said, I think the energy is different, but I think the core foundations are going to be very similar.
And the last one for me, what do you see as your position group returning? You lose John Bates, but everybody else looks like they're back.
Absolutely. Yeah. We lose John, and that's a big loss. But part of being in a college football program is you develop those guys to move on. And I think we did a pretty good job with that with John. And I was talking to a scout this morning, he's going to have a lot of excellent opportunities in front of him. And we'll miss him, but he certainly set the standard for that room, along with guys like Jake Rowe, Alec Dans, Holden Huff, Jake Hardy, Garrett Collingham, Matt Pistone. I'm probably missing somebody in there, but those guys, Chase Blakely. I mean, those guys have done a great job of setting the standard for what's to come in terms of performance and in terms of how we do things. And we got a great group that's going to follow that up. I think we saw a little glimpse of it this year from Riley Smith and a little bit of Tyneal. And I know everybody looks like how many balls did they catch and stuff like that. We do a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily show up in the box score either. And I thought both those guys really progressed, and I think we got some good depth behind them. So I'm excited where those guys are headed.
Thanks, Kent.
Kent, I had to listen to all these Seahawks fans get excited talking to Jaron yesterday. Can we just talk Cardinals my time?
Absolutely. Yeah. Once we get Wayno and Yachty signed, then we're in business.
Perfect. What was this a slam dunk for you? I mean, we always hear rumors when a new coach leaves, what coach is he going to take with them to that staff? And everybody was wondering if you were going to go or stay or if you'd have the chance to go. And then we didn't hear much. I mean, was Was this all along you had a chance here? Were you having to, really work Andy to try to sneak onto this staff, or how this kind of work out for you the last couple of weeks?
Well, yeah, interesting. I would just say, no, I was not hounding Andy. There's definitely a process you go through in that stuff. And I don't want to make it sound like he was hounding me either. It wasn't. It was a mutual thing. I think he knew that I was interested in being here and really wanted to be here. And I knew, from his standpoint that, hey, certainly nothing guaranteed, but something would probably work out. And this is, like I said, this home, I bleed blue. So I'm very excited about this opportunity. And yeah, that's about it.
You had, I know in the past you've had other titles and stuff too, and other things that you've worked on, whether chief of staff, I think for offense or whatever it was, and then, associate head coach and all that. We just saw tight ends in the announcement. Is that mostly what you're focused on right now then, or?
Yeah, absolutely. And at this point, that's what's needed. So, I think there's always room for growth and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to change who I am and what I can contribute. I definitely can focus a little bit more on that stuff, but in my mind, that pertaining to me, not pertaining, general college football or any of that stuff, but that's just a title, and that doesn't mean anything. And it wouldn't, in my opinion, change what I have to offer.
You mentioned, 2001, obviously, when you first started with the program, and obviously a lot of experience, a lot of younger coaches on this staff to this point, not to age you or anything, but I mean, what can you provide?
No, I'm aged. I'm aged. Let's make no bones about it. I'm the old guy, but I'm young at heart.
What do you think you can provide from that standpoint in terms of just being around and knowing a lot of situations and being able, whether there's titles or whatever, just when stuff comes up that you have obviously that experience, maybe can help some of these younger coaches?
Yeah, that's what I think I can provide. And I think Andy said yesterday, not only mentor the players, but mentor the coaches. So I think I can provide experience and, hey, been down that road before. And here's another way to think of that. Here's a way we can do this, that sort of thing, in all areas. So I hope to be able to do that. And like you said, I don't need a title to do that.
Final thing for me was, so what is your son's status then? Is he still going to be around next season, or?
He's working out right now. He better be. He better take care of business. Yeah, no, he's around here and he's doing well, and I would expect him to continue to do that. He's kind of ingrained in the program, and really, no matter what happened with me, he would have been here until somebody made him get out. And I think he's done enough, on his own merits to warrant being on the team. And but like everybody, he needs to improve and he needs to keep working hard. And I've seen that from him over the last year, and I'm excited for him to keep doing that.
Thanks, Kent. Glad you're sticking around.
You bet. Thank you.
Ron, and then Jay Tust.
Hey, Kent, congrats on being retained. Glad you're staying in town.
Thank you.
So you were on the staff when Andy was a player and when he was a coach. Thinking back to when he was a player, did you ever get the sense that he was going to be a head coach one day?
Yes. Like when we would line up in spring ball or fall camp or scrimmages or whatever, and we were huddling at the time, so he certainly wasn't stealing signals. But he'd be yelling, "Play's coming right here," and run right through the gap and blow it up. And he'd be like, "All right, well, we're going to assume the other team's not that smart and can't figure that stuff out." So, yeah, at every step of the road, when he was a player, he was a captain. He was a GA for us at Colorado, watching him grow, through coaching stops at Nebraska Kearney and Sacramento State, and then getting back to Boise. At every stop, you could tell he was going to be an elite coach. And you get those you get that recognition, especially when you start off that way. It's just a matter of time and opportunity. And you talk about a guy that every opportunity he had, he did a great job of taking advantage of it and really maximizing his value. You get to see that coming. And there was no question he was headed that direction. And I think even over the last few years, probably little question that he might have that opportunity here at Boise State. And I couldn't be more excited for him. And even when this all went down, knowing that he was going to have that opportunity along with others, but that I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, just excited for him and his development and the opportunity in front of him, and then to get that opportunity and go take advantage of it. And I think what you've seen from him is nothing but passion and professionalism and excellence. And you can see where he's going to take this program. And now to know that I get to be a part of this, I mean, how awesome is that for me? And, the fact what Andy's doing, how awesome is that for Bronco Nation?
You've now worked under 3 or 4 different. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I was just saying, and our players.
You've now worked under 3 or 4 different head coaches at Boise State. I'm sure they all bring a unique approach to coaching. How much do you kind of have to adjust your approach to fit theirs when a new coach comes in?
I would hope every one of those guys would tell you I kind of am who I am. I try to be positive, try and make the most out of every situation, but I'm honest, truthful. I work hard, and I think I'm a pretty good coach. I think the development of the guys I've had both on and off the field over a lot of years here, so I am old, but would show that. And I think that for me, there was probably nothing more satisfying than once this went public yesterday, all the text messages from, guys from all the way back in 2001 or 2002 to guys that on the team now or graduated a year ago. I think I have a real special relationship with those guys, and I feel like that's what I can bring, and that's what I've brought for every coach. But yeah, do the head coaches have different personalities and different things they need from you? Absolutely. So you adjust into those things. But I've been very fortunate. I've worked for 3 of the and with Coach Pete, so 4 of the best coaches in the country, really, in my opinion. And I think Andy will go on to prove that and be a part of that. But I couldn't be happier and more excited about it.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Well, I did see that Jay actually credited me with 50, so we'll just go with that. No, I'm actually 51.
51?
Yeah.
Thank you. And so you've had such an extensive career. What would be your best advice for a guy like Jaron Johnson who's just beginning his coaching career?
Well, I think the things that have been preached here forever, man, connect with your players. If you do that, you can get a lot of stuff done. Connect with your players, study to make yourself better, make yourself an expert in your area, and then develop yourself in the other areas where you need work. And if you can do those things, I think the sky's the limit. And especially for a guy that's got personality like he does, he's got experience. There's no question he connects. I mean, there's no question about that. And I think you would find that on this staff in general, from Andy on down. Like, everybody's in here trying to connect with our players and the administration and the support staff. That's one thing that's really going on. And man, when you get that and you get everybody moving together and trying to help each other out, look out. We're coming fast.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats again.
And just to answer your other question, that's Coach Plow's hashtag, right? Half 100 or something. Yeah. So, I fit that.
Jay Tuss, followed by Will Hall.
So, Rid, this last year due to COVID, it didn't count towards eligibility. So I just wasn't going to count your most recent birthday from a few months ago.
Perfect. I'm good with that.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's
and the hashtag.
We're still trying to recruit Bates.
Yes. Exactly. Kent, for so long, this program has preached, building men of character and preparing them for life. When you look around right now and you see Andy Avalos, Winston Venable, Matt Miller, Jaron Johnson back coaching the program they once played in, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
It's the Boise State way. You know, we generate men of high character, integrity. I mean, that's stuff we talk about every day around here. And we send those guys out into their fields, and those guys happen to be coaches, and the opportunity to come back here and be a part of that is phenomenal. But we've got guys, you know, in business, in law enforcement, in medical, attorneys, you know, all that stuff. And those guys are doing just as well in their field. It just doesn't happen to get published as much. But I just think that's the Boise State way. And then to get those guys back here, you know, I think part of the Boise State way is having Boise State guys around here so that they can pass that on to the next generation. And that'll keep fulfilling itself as we go. That, you know, you're probably always going to have guys really connected to the program, former players, that sort of thing here for as long as I can see.
We joke around that you might be the older guy on the staff at the moment. But how much do you
not might
how much do you embrace this role though, and how can you transition you know, the program, or help transition the program through this period?
Well, I think I can provide leadership and experience to help that. But you know, Andy's got a vision, and I think we're all aligned with that vision, and we're moving forward on that. But I think the biggest thing I can do is probably understand that maybe than some of the guys that haven't been around for a little bit, and help apply that, and you know, make sure they understand what that means. You know, some of these things that have been around here a long time, and I know what he's talking about, and help translate that or help lead guys to get that done.
Kind of another way just to ask a similar question, but right now you own the title of being the longest tenured member of the Boise State football team. You've been at Boise State this will be your 13th season. I mean, that's a stretch that, you know, approaches the longevity of Chris Peterson's time at Boise State. I mean, what does that mean to you?
I guess it's an honor is probably a better way to say it, you know, because I think that means that, you know, Coach Hawk, Coach Harst, Andy, you know, I think they know I provide value here. There's no free rides in college football. So, you know, it's about results. And I think that means that there's belief in me that I can get that done. And, you know, hey, titles change and you do different things and whatever, but I feel like I've been involved really in every facet of the program and can help lead us to the next level. You know, that's the thing about Boise State. We're never satisfied with where we're at, and we're always trying to improve. And whether that's improve individually, improve as a unit, improve as a team, that's all important. And, you know, for me to have the opportunity to continue to help on that journey is an honor to me.
Great, I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Yep.
Will Hall, followed by Johnny Mallory.
Hey, Rig, congrats. Great to see you.
Thank you,
I'm
Will.
curious, what are your first impressions of Coach Plow and his new offense that he's bringing here to Boise State?
Man, very impressed. He's dialed. We had the privilege of interviewing him a year ago. So kind of got, you know, a little bit on the introduction, I guess would be last year. But to get really into the details, man, it's awesome. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be fun. You know, guys are going to have some freedom and to make things happen. And I think it's going to be really exciting for the fans. I know it's exciting for the coaches and the players. And I expect you to see a unbelievable product and the kind of explosive offenses we've come to expect at Boise State. And I would anticipate that not only to continue, but to excel and improve.
Specifically with your tight end group, what do you think of this season that Riley had, and how exciting is his future?
I think it's limitless. I really do. And I think, for him, especially since he transitioned over from quarterback, but, to get to learn from a guy like John Bates, like how awesome is that? But then you see him, when John was injured a little bit, and then at the end of the season there, Riley really step up and come on. And I'd mentioned Tyneal in that too. Like those two guys got so much experience, and both of them, Riley might caught the ball down the field a little bit more than Tyneal did, but if you guys have been at practice and seen all the stuff Tyneal did, you'd be like, oh, geez, and then again, I say some of the unsung stuff. I mean, Riley makes a great play in the championship game down there to kind of set up a touchdown, but Tyneal has a great block on it. Or, we can't really throw the ball very well at Wyoming because of the weather, but man, Tyneal's getting after the defensive end and getting the running back outside. And, so I think both those guys, I'm really excited. But, I go back, and I know I said this earlier, but all those tight ends before him, going back to 2014, 15 kind of in there, have really set the standard of what we're all about and how we do things. And, if we just follow that model of preparation and improvement and toughness and discipline, man, those guys are both unlimited potential. But yeah, Riley, I mean, obviously he's going to be special, and I look forward to seeing him, really kind of pick up where John left off and continue to move that position forward.
Thanks, Reed. Congrats.
You bet. Thank you, Will.
Hey, congratulations on sticking around, Coach. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
The West Coast offense, Coach Plow said he has some old West Coast schemes with this, and obviously that was a big position for the tight end. Just schematically speaking, what do you like about Coach Plow's offense and how it's going to be maybe more conducive for the tight end or less? Just how your position group's going to fit in with this scheme, Coach?
Yeah, the ball's spread around. We're going to move it around. There's not, because of the tempo, the ball's just going to end up going to different guys more often. But I'm excited about it. Like I said, it gives a guy – we got some really smart, good athletes in the tight end room, and we get to turn those guys loose and let them use their abilities. And I think you're going to see big time stuff from that. But, at the end of the day, are we still going to have to be blue collar and tough? Hell yeah. Because we're going to run the football too. This isn't drop back and launch it 80 times in a game. So we're going to see real tight end play, and we've kind of modeled our room after George Kittle and Travis Kelce and Zach Ertz and guys like that. And, I think probably in 2 years we'll be saying we modeled our room after John Bates when, we're watching him do those kind of things on Sundays. But we're going to see all that stuff. And I think it'll be really exciting to watch. And, you find out that a few of these guys can make plays that, we just haven't had the opportunity to make in a while.
And finally, for me, Coach, obviously Coach Harsin, a great friend of yours, go way back. How excited are you for him to get to go to the SEC West and really kind of the capital of college football now and kind of put his name in that hat and really try to do special things there? How happy are you for Hars?
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I think this is a challenge that he was looking to take. And, it's funny, I was talking to another guy, and he just kind of said, hey, at the end of the day, every place has a shelf life. And what that is for everybody, it's different. For some guys, it might be 50 years at the same place, but every place has that where you just, it's getting a little bit stale and it's time to go. And I think he was just looking for a new challenge. And I know he'd had plenty of opportunities over the years, and we talked about some of them. And, the one thing, if you're going to leave Boise State, you want to go to the top. You want to go to a place where you got a chance to win championships. And Auburn's a place that's won national championships. They've had Heisman Trophy winners. They've been the best of the best. And for him to be able to go lead that obviously provides a tremendous challenge, but I know he's up to that task, and he's going to put together a staff, a team, all that stuff that'll be molded in his vision, and those guys will go out there and they'll compete, and I would expect nothing but the best from them. And, you know, they're going to have a lot of fun, and hey, part of coaching football is overcoming challenges, and that's what makes it special when you do it, and a special group of guys. And, you know, over the last 7 years, we've had a lot of that stuff here, and we had 1 year at Arkansas State, and man, I appreciate every minute of that. And I appreciate him bringing me back here to Boise, back home. That was a big deal for me and my family. And, you know, shoot, I've got a 9th grade daughter, and you know, to get her back here and have my son be a part of the team. I mean, I can't be grateful enough. You know, just that's been a huge deal for me. And, you know, I sent a tweet out to Hawk last night, like, you know, thank you for bringing me out here initially. You know, and that goes back to guys like when that was going down, I had my best man at my wedding. Some of you guys might recognize the name. It was a guy named Tom Nordquist, who somebody wrote an article about Tom recruiting Andy up here. So I got Tom and Mark Kelfrich recruiting me for Hawk to leave Army and come out here to a place I really didn't know that much about. And, you know, how, you know, we get put on these paths, and, you know, it's the people along the way. But for so many of those people, they've been people professionally for me that I've come to know from Bronco football and being a part of the Bronco family. And I can't thank any one of them enough. And that goes for all the assistants I've had a chance to work with over the years, certainly the players, the support staff, all that. And, you know, I'm just grateful to be a part of this and for all those guys. And I know that's a long-winded answer, but yeah, those guys they're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to do great things down there, and I'm excited for them.
Very well said, Coach. Thanks.
On and BJ, I think you each have a quick follow-up.
I have a quick one. I just didn't know, Kent, this might be more of a question for Andy, but are you guys like planning that you'll be able to have a full 15 spring practices, or what is kind of the plan like moving forward with the pandemic and everything? What are you guys expecting the off season to look like?
We are 100% planning on that. We well know plans get changed, but no, at this point, yeah, we're planning on having a full spring practice and a full off season, and a full summer leading into next season. And I think that's the one thing I shouldn't say always, hopefully we never have to do this again. So it won't be always, but one thing that we've learned from this is, man, you know, plan it and then adjust when the time comes and adjustments need to be made. But for right now, yeah, we're planning this like a real off season. Guys working out already. We're still adhering to every protocol. So guys are distance and masks and all those sort of things. But yeah, we are planning on rolling into this. And, you know, I think even at this point, we're planning on a normal college football season by the time we get there. Now, I don't know what the reality of that is. I'm not an epidemiologist or whatever, but, you know, we're planning for it.
Thank you.
Coach, I'm curious about your thoughts on John Bates as an NFL prospect. What about him translates best to the next level?
I would start off first and foremost and say, in my opinion, you know, the NFL guys will judge the ability, but I think his ability translates unbelievably. He's a big, tough, strong guy that can block, run, and catch. So I think that translates into that, and especially the way they're using tight ends in the NFL right now. But I think what really makes him a can't-miss prospect is his character. You know, you talk about a guy that shows up every day, prepared, ready to work, you know, fights through adversity, shows toughness, and then is productive on the field. Like, give me that guy all day, every day. And when I talk about the standards that have been set, you know, I think back to, you know, guys like Jake Rowe playing on a broken foot, you know, and just getting it done, finding a way. you know, that's one thing we talk about here is finding a way. And, you know, Holden Huff, like playing with one arm, Alec Dans, when Jake went out playing in the bowl game with like his one arm strapped to him, his foot messed up, his knees messed up, and, you know, scores a touchdown. He's like, well, hell, if I knew it was that easy to do it that way, I just done that my whole career. Like, yeah, all right, good. But, no, but I think John embodies that mindset and character. And then, you know, you add a few physical things that some of the other guys may not have had. That's a pretty special dude, man. And I really do. I've been talking to scouts for 2 weeks now or whatever. And I think they get mad at me because I won't say anything bad about him. I'm like, well, I'm not going to make something up. So.
Thanks, Coach.
Jay, did you have one more?
I was just going to ask him if he could give BJ some advice on how to be a Cards fan and have people actually like you.
Well, yeah, just
I'm kidding.
Just try and keep it low key. You know,
Yeah.
I know at the start of the season, I'm going to be really mad at him because, you know, it's like, you got to be kidding me. How did that happen? And then, you know, by midseason, I'm like, they're coming around. And then by the end of the year, it's like, we got a chance. We got a chance.
Oh, don't worry. I've followed it now ever since BJ's been here, where usually in June it's throw in the towel, season's over, and then Matt Carpenter goes from hitting 184 to winning the MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate you people.
That hasn't happened in a couple years, Jay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not so.
This is the year, though. This is the year.
Yeah, exactly. Rid, thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you, Rid.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys, and fired up to keep working with you. And yeah, seriously, anything I can do for you guys. Sometimes I can't always provide information, but if there's ever anything I can do, I will do it. So.
Thanks, Rid.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.